Hello and welcome to the third episode of Throwlicious Live Season 2, coming to you from the Spin Central studios here in Düsseldorf, Germany. Alright, for this show I've got, of course, news prepared. Then I'll be looking at that flat yo-yo I was showing in last episode. I will be looking at another online store, this time a German yo-yo online store. And I will, of course, announce the winner of the next round of the OneDrop giveaway for the Benchmark 2014 series. So that's going to be pretty exciting. But of course, starting off as always, the news. And what will I start with today is Jan Peterson. This is actually kind of an older news because that show ran on the 25th of April already. That was a Saturday. Jan performed at a television show in one of the big German stations, and he was a guest on the show. Small versus big or young versus old. Groß gegen klein. No, klein gegen groß. It actually takes young children or kids or whatever, and they're specialized in something, and the show looks for an adult that does something similar or the same stuff and then pits them against each other at a special task. And for Jan, he went up against Dennis Schleusner, who is probably known to some of you people out there. And what he had to do is, let me get the tablet out here. What Jan had to do is he had to knock off cones or I don't know how do you call it, these thingies here, these colorful things. You can see Jan there in the back. He's a bit smaller, so might not be as visible. Here is a better shot of that. And through Eli hops, he had to knock off these cylinders, and he had 1 hour time to do that. And here's another shot of how he did that. And in the end, he managed to knock off 47 of those cones. And then was Dennis's time. And also he knocked off cones or cylinders with the Eli hop. But in the end, he only managed to knock off 37 cylinders. So Jan actually won that round and got a prize that he was allowed to go to the Technical University of Munich to do some experimentations, which he really wanted to do. The significance of this whole thing, and that's why I bring it up, is that through the course of the last couple of days and weeks, people came up to me and told me that they saw that show. So it's quite a big impact and quite cool to see Jan perform at that show. And not only did he, run through this task, there was also a portrait of him before that. And in the show itself, he gave a pretty cool demonstration of what 1A yo-yoing looks like. So it's really cool that yo-yoing gets such a cool big exposure here in Germany as well. All right. Next up, Duncan. Duncan has made quite a stirred up the community quite a bit a couple of days ago. It surfaced on the yo-yo expert forums. That's where I first noticed it, when Zami, Danny, he actually came up and said that some of the people in the Duncan Crew got kicked out of the team. The the rumor was even that the whole Duncan Crew got disbanded and you know, just kind of broke apart. At the time, there was no word from Duncan themselves, so there was quite some stir, quite some speculations running around. And a day or two later, Duncan came around and they said in a Facebook page, and I quote, "This weekend we made some big changes to Duncan Crew worldwide, reducing the team to a core group of players across the globe." So the Duncan Crew has not been disbanded entirely, but they kicked out a rather large portion of it and reduced the sheer size of the team. It was quite a big team. And of course, a lot of rumors about, you know, why would they do that? Speculations were running high, suggesting that a team like that is quite expensive and they had to downsize it to, you know, manage the costs, etc. So it was quite a big letdown for a lot of Duncan fans. Yoyo Skills, for example, commented on that as well, asking, you know, what's going on there, and kind of thinking it's strange that such highly talented players get kicked out of a team. Now, Yoyo News is, of course, run by Steve, and he was the original builder, organizer of the Duncan Crew, and he had quite a different take on that, and saying that when he left Duncan, his thought was that the crew should have left with him. Well, not really left, but you know, that the guy taking over from Steve Brown was supposed to actually come up with his own crew, because, you know, he argued that the Duncan Crew at the time was his band of brothers, whatever, you know. So he was actually quite happy that Duncan finally came around and made that really difficult step and reorganized the team. And in the end, you know, Duncan Crew is not going to go away. There's still a Duncan Crew. And with the downsized team now gives room to new, more talent, no, well, not more talented, but new, young, fresh, talented players, which in the end is pretty cool. Also in the Facebook, on the Facebook page, somebody asked if they are planning to do a Hall of Fame page or whatever. And I said, this of course is the plan. Once we begin developing a new website, we would like to include a Hall of Fame, including all past and present Duncan Crew members, with bios, classic videos, and anything else we can think of. One of our biggest strengths in our history. We don't want to let go of that. So they do acknowledge the high talent, and they do appreciate each and every player that was with the Duncan Crew for so long, and they will take care of that, according to this post. Also, it seems that people did not get kicked off suddenly, but according to Steve Brown, there was some discussion in the background already for quite some time amongst the team members. So this downsizing allegedly didn't come as a big surprise to all the affected, and well, actually the whole crew. So it seems that the only blunter that was there was that word got out a little bit before Duncan could officially announce anything. So a communications problem, but not that much a, how should I call it, a disrespect of the Duncan Crew members. We'll see what happens with Duncan Crew in the future. Next up, another Indiegogo project, the We Are Throwers documentary. It is being produced by Piotr Smetana, who is a member of the Yoyo Revolutions team and also the headmaster behind Backspin. He wants to make a documentary, and everybody who has seen any video of backspin and Piotek in particular know that that is high quality material that we can look forward to. He wants to make a full-featured, full-length documentary, and for that he's raising $10,000 US. Right now we're at around 8,000 something, with roughly 30 days to go. So still a month time to for everybody to get excited about this project and support it with a small, medium, or large sized amount of money. If he is able to raise 15,000 US, he will also come to the US and film the American scene right on scene. Does it make sense? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so he will come to the US and travel to the US if he's able to raise 15,000 US. There are quite some perks out there. Caribou Lodge made some special edition Yoyos for that. Also, the Yoyo Recreation Draupnir special editions went quite fast for 200 US. There were, I think, 10 available at the time. And Efreet Yoyo has the, those are the guys with the fire Yoyos. They actually contributed some Yoyos as well. So head over to Indiegogo and look for the We Are Throwers campaign and support it so that we get a really cool documentary. Next up, speaking of Yoyo Recreation, they came out with a sub-brand, let's call it that. It's called Rebellion, and it will feature cheaper Yoyos, but high-profile versions. Yeah. Basically what they said is they realized that not everybody can afford their high-end super performance Yoyos that they have. So, instead of watering down the Yoyo Recreation brand by introducing cheaper models, they came up with this with a sub-brand, which is quite a clever move, I think. And that sub-brand will have Yoyos that are a little bit cheaper, but still something went out here. They feature cheaper Yoyos, but nevertheless high quality Yoyos. And to start off, they will have three models, and I will look at them right now. The first one for roughly 46 US dollars, the Goliath. Yeah. On the webpage it says the Goliath has an oversized shape machined out of polyacetal resin. The resin has a naturally smooth texture and the Yoyo plays exceptionally nimbly. That's what it says. The first fun will be available in blue and black. It really does say first fun. That was copy and pasted from the webpage. How cool is that? The first fun will be available in blue and black, and it's 59 millimeters in diameter and 54 millimeters wide with a C-sized bearing. All of the Yoyos have C-sized bearings. All right. The Butcher, quite a interesting name. The Butcher, the unique rim shape of the Butcher provides excellent weight distribution and a superb performance. This model is aimed at players who prefer an organic feel and have a balanced playstyle which demands all-round performance. The first run will be available in matte green and matte black. Matte black. Is it pronounced matte or mate? Matty? Matte? You know what I mean. On to the last of the three. Acro. Oh, the price for the Butcher, $55 US, and for the Acro, it is actually a little bit over $50 US. Despite its wide shape, the Acro is very stable yo-yo. It really shines through when performing tricks such as hops, which are aided with its width. The first run will be available in red and black, 55.5 millimeters in diameter and 45 millimeters wide. Those are the three first yo-yos from the new sub-brand from Yoyo Recreation called Rebellion. Also on the webpage they had the dream of everybody's yo-yo player and their grandmother, namely the Draupnir in pink. Ah. Unfortunately, that has already been sold out on their webpage. For the Rebellion yo-yos, you can still go to yoyorecreation.com and order one or three or as many as you probably of those new Rebellion yo-yos, and starting at $100 US, worldwide shipping is free, if I remember correctly. What else? So you want to start a yo-yo club? Huh, interesting. Well, head over to yoyoskills.com because Dr. Yoyo has posted up a pretty cool chart that kind of goes through what is needed when you want to start a yo-yo club, and that is actually a little bit more out of the ordinary that you might have thought would actually take to create a yo-yo club. So I highly recommend that post from Dr. Yoyo over on yoyoskills.com if you actually want some tips and tricks on one of the guys who has run many yo-yo clubs and contests and everything. And yes, the last news item for this show for today is the release of the Marvel logo, and I included this little bit of information here because I think it's pretty cool looking. It's the G² Marvel yo-yo, the latest release. Jack Rose has already posted some pictures of the yo-yos that are being assembled at right now. No images have been released of the yo-yo itself. Neither specs. No specs. Yeah, we've seen the specs on the highspeedyoyo.com page already, but images, we still wait for that. And but you can get the logo already, which is pretty cool, and that's why I included it here. All right, and I'm coming back. Did I forget something? No, I didn't forget something. I was just thinking, I did prepare a video, but I didn't show a video, so how come? Well. The video actually was for something, and I have to see if I can go for another camera. Yeah, the video was for this bad boy here. The video was for this bad boy here, which is the Flat Pack The Moon wooden yo-yo. Assembly required. You saw me actually doing some assembly during episode 2, and now it's time to show you the rest. And I thought, instead of just going through the whole process of assembling the yo-yo here, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that not live here on the show. And so that you get still a chance to see what I did there. I prepared a little video, taped it, and ran through it. And let's see. I will give you a little information about it. There it is. So first off, I put in the axle, of course, and I wanted to glue the different halves or the different parts together. So that's what I did here. I applied just a little bit of wood glue to the inside, of course. Well, no, the the outside, because it gets stuck from stacked from small to larger. And yeah, the whole area does not need to be covered in glue. It is quite enough if you just apply some in the middle. When you squish the halves together, then it gets distributed on the inside. So that's just fine. The first half I clamped together to actually make it stick better, but for the second part, which I will assemble now, and oh, what did I forget? What did I forget? What did I forget? No, don't put it on, don't put it on. There is the oh, thank goodness I remembered. Oh, notice how that axle is kind of tilted. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. And I tried to kind of bend it back in place, but it's when it comes around there, you can see it again. See, yeah. So you actually should pay attention when you glue that stuff together, that everything is aligned and straight and everything. I tried to bend it around a little bit. Of course, I was a little bit afraid that it would snap. Luckily, it didn't. And applying some more glue. There we go. And I think I will fast forward it a little bit here. Putting it on, squishing it together, and another layer of glue, and oh, take off a little bit of dirt. Yeah, with this wiggling technique, it's quite good to get those parts together. And then I couldn't clamp it because there was no room. It is kind of important to not stack and glue them together and then put them on the axle, because it's quite a tight fit. So it's highly recommended that you do it on the axle and actually assemble the whole thing. Since the axle is, I took it apart then to apply the final bits of glue, which glues together the spacer and the sides to the axle. Since it's just a narrow gap and only a small portion of glue is required, I used a nail to actually apply that final bit of glue. Just squish it down, then wipe away the excess, the remaining glue, and clean it up a little bit. Yeah, so only a tiny drop is really needed, and a nail or something like that, screw or needle, is quite handy when it comes to applying that final bit of glue. And then after I've done that, I put up the second half again, squish it together a little bit, yeah, and then leave it for a little while. A few minutes is quite enough for it to dry. And as a final step, I cut off the long ends of the axle to make it look nice and finished. I don't know if you could use those axle parts as spikes You could do that. I didn't. And after cutting off those long ends, I took some sanding paper and just kind of made it smooth and cool. And the other side. There we go. There is the final moon. Ta-da! All right, and here we have it. The moon. Let's see if I can get a better shot of that. Here, put up some string. And let's see if that actually does work. Oh, first time of me playing live on the show. Hey. And it does. Of course, it's unresponsive right now. Somebody suggested shoot the moon with it. So, oh, I can't. Nah. But it works surprisingly well, actually. And since the gap is so narrow, let's see if I can get a closer shot of that. The gap is so narrow. Oh. Camera going out on me. What's going on here? All right, here you see quite the narrow gap. But it still works, as you can see, surprisingly well. Quite a fun yo-yo, and for a price of $7 US, you know, who is to complain? I'm not. So, highly recommend that yo-yo because it's fun. You get a very unique style of yo-yo, and you get to assemble it and everything. It's not really hard to do, and everybody can do it. Highly recommend the Moon by 44rpmtoys.com. Next round of unusual yo-yos, and this is again just an introduction of what is to come next. Let me see. There. Here, the efreet yo-yos. In the news, I already mentioned efreet as a supplier of fire yo-yos. There are two models, actually three models available. The first one is 56 diameter yo-yo, I think, which I don't have anymore. I sold it. But I still have the 64 millimeter version, which is just your regular organic style yo-yo, so no big surprise here. It is a huge yo-yo, but quite fun yo-yo. And this one is the real deal, the fire yo-yo, the one that is actually really stands out. And I want to go real quick over this box, mention that because it's really nice looking with a logo here, and it's shiny, and it holds the yo-yo and everything. So here it is, and this is still from my test that I did earlier on the yo-yo, which you know, I tried to actually set this thing on fire, because that's what you're supposed to do with it. You can still kind of see that here, that it's burned, and there's another part here also with burned cloth. There are two different ways of how to light this on fire. It's quite interesting. There's also a Kevlar glove that you can use with that in case you're scared to burn to the ground when you play with that yo-yo, which you won't, but still pretty cool that they included there as well. Of course, I cannot really give a demonstration of that right now. It's not properly set up, and also I don't want to really burn down the house. So you have to watch the next episode where I will be preparing a video similar to what you just saw with the flat yo-yo, and then I will talk about my experience with the fire yo-yo, so you can look forward to that already in episode 4. Efreet fire yo-yo. Okay, well, how about this one? Huh? Anyway. Okay. Next up, I will be looking... Oh, what's going on here? Next up, I will be looking at an online shop. And this time, it is the Yo Shop by Dave Geigle. Let me see if I can call it up here with this trusty tablet I have. Yo Shop, Yo Shop, Yo Shop, Yo 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 Yo. And we need to have the... Oh. What is it? This one is it? Huh. There it is, the Yo Shop, yoshop.de. And is it in English already? Yes, it is. So as you can see at the top, you can switch from German to English. It is a German shop. It is run by multinational and international champion Dave Geigle, and the slider down here, already mentioned it, there it is again, 10 years, happy birthday. Because it is actually 10 years ago that Dave came up with a store. Was the first order came in on May 8th, 2005. How about that? A pretty long-running record here for Dave. The store itself, or Dave, is based in Berlin, Germany, and he's running workshops there every once in a while. So if you're in Berlin, make sure to check his schedule on ioyo.de, which is his German blog for information and everything. Now, but back to the store, you can see there's a Titan special, a 20% discount on Yoyo Factory ricochets. Also, iYoyo bag, off-strings yo-yo. There's iYoyo steel, Arctic Circle second expedition, and the Puffin 2, and another iYoyo. So Dave's inventory mostly consists of yo-yos that are, how did he put it? You know, long-running, solid sellers. So he's not really out there to get the latest limited edition yo-yos into the store, but he wants to actually provide his customers with an inventory that lasts a little bit longer, and yeah, where everybody can count on that they can still get it. So a lot of yo-yo factories, Duncan, Yo-Yo Jam, stuff like that, and of course his own brand, the iYoyo. You can get all the iYoyos here, and he actually did expand that when he was still with Yo-Yo Factory. When he was still a Yo-Yo Factory sponsored player, he only had the first iYoyo, and ever since he left, he expanded that. Now has the iYoyo Steel, the iYoyo 2 Pro, and the iYoyo 2. Where's the iYoyo 2? Let's go here to the categories by manufacturer. Oh, let me switch to English again. So there we go. There you can see it. I love Yoyo, iYoyo. Yoyo Factory, Yoyo efforts, Yoyo Recreation. He did have the Draupnir, so he brought the Draupnir over to Germany, which was really cool because that saved me on shipping. And some international owners, orderers, also loved it. It has been sold out now for a little while, so there's only the Diffusion of the Triad still left in stock. But nevertheless, he is in good contact with Yoyo Recreation. If you are looking for a special yo-yo from them, get in touch with Dave, and he will let you know if anything is possible. And here is the iYoyo brand section that I was talking about earlier. And down here you can also see another specialty of Dave's, which is his own learner's DVD, trick DVD. He has a DVD where he talks you through all the tricks and stuff, which is quite a cool thing. I have it downstairs as well, learned quite a lot of it. What Andre Bolle and his Yoyo Village, Expert Village videos on Yoyo Expert are for the US market or the English speaking market. You know, that equivalent is basically Dave with his DVD. And you can not only get the beginner's package with the iYoyo, you can also get it with other yo-yos. In fact, he thinks that the beginner's set with the Yoyo Factory Velocity is probably one of the biggest seller he has in store. Besides the store itself, Dave supports the community quite a lot. He's a sponsor of the German Nationals and EYYC, and he runs, as I mentioned already, iYoyo.de, one of the largest, if not the largest, German language blog for and about yo-yos. And he has the iYoyo team, which is he's expanding. Right now he has 7 rather talented, very talented players in that team. His main focus, of course, is the German market, and that is his big strength, since he is available in Germany, in Berlin. He's running workshops there, monthly workshops, I think. That is his big strength and his big advantage. And of course, international orders shouldn't be, can still order from him. He has the English part, the English section available, although sometimes the descriptions and everything are not as detailed as they are in German. I don't know if that is the case for the Arctic Circle. Let's see. Now that is quite a big and elaborate description, but for some other there we go. You couldn't see it, sorry about that. So quite the big and elaborate description here on the Arctic Circle, but for some other yo-yos it is rather short and small for the English language. But on the other hand, most of us probably know anyway what the yo-yo is all about, so I guess that is a little bit forgivable. He just switched to a responsive and mobile version, so if you're checking out the web page and run into some little bugs and cannot really access everything as desired, then let Dave know, and he will make sure that he will fix that in the final design. When you run a store like that and you run into and you actually have a lot of customers there, you're bound to have some anecdotes there as well. And one of the things he shared with me was a customer once ordering a yo-yo that requires a bind, as most yo-yos do nowadays. And the customer came back a week later asking that they realized that a bind was required and if they could order that bind in his store as well. You know, if you're not familiar with the material, that kind of thing is bound to happen. But a question like that is really in good hands with Dave, because he knows his stuff and he was able to help out the person and let him know, or let them know what to do. Another customer, which is not the same as this one, but a similar case, was actually a young kid that ordered another yo-yo and then asked how the bind worked, realizing that it was a special technique, and he explained it. And that customer later on went on stage to the German nationals to win it, and actually won European championship as well. And his name is Carlos Braun. He got his first yo-yo from Dave as well. That is the Yo shop. I can highly recommend the shop itself, because as mentioned, everybody is in good hands with Dave. He knows what he's doing, and that's pretty cool. On to the final segment, which is the giveaway. And I need to have the list. Where's the list? The list. The list. I did print out the list, didn't I? Well, good thing that this isn't live, so I can Where's the list? Jeez. Did I? Alright, tell you what I do. I will pause this recording right now and then run downstairs to grab the list. Hang on. And I'm back. Sorry for that. But now I do have the list. And last show I had 4, now I have 3, because the V-shaped Benchmark 2014 by OneDrop has left the country. It's going all the way to Singapore, to Ronald Sim, if I remember correctly. Congratulations again to him, and I hope he has fun with that yo-yo. And I still have 3 yo-yos left, and you will get a chance to grab one of them. What I need to do for that, of course, is once again check out random.org. If I can, there we are. And I press this button. All right, this time around we had, how many? We had 22 participants. Okay, we had 22 people who participated. Good luck to everybody. Thanks everybody for joining, and let's see who wins another Benchmark 2014. It's number 14. Joseph Adams is the lucky winner of another Benchmark 2014. Joseph, you get in contact with me and tell me which one of those 3 versions of the Benchmark 2014 you won. Congratulations. And to everybody else, let's put one away, because you still have a chance to get one of those yo-yos. As soon as Joseph tells me what yo-yo he wants, then it is decided which other 2 are left. And all you need to do still is just comment on this episode 3, and also make sure that you subscribe. If you're not subscribed and still comment, you're not eligible for the drawing. If you do both of them, subscribing and commenting on this video, you are eligible to win one of those 2 remaining Benchmark 2014 Yoyos. Sponsored and supplied by OneDrop. Thanks again to OneDrop for making this happen and allowing me to do this little giveaway and spreading some OneDrop love. All right, that wraps up the show, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and thanks for watching. Make sure, as I said, to comment and subscribe and get a chance to win one of those really cool yo-yos. Stay tuned and look out for the next episode coming soon to the Spin Central channel. My name is Andreas Nie, and I say goodbye.